Hey, what's up, girl? Thank you for coming back. My name is Lala, and welcome to my channel.
First you added that smoke, I gotta glow. Anything to know, man, touch time to go.
Today, I want to talk about what I have been doing the last couple months for my mid-year reset. So far, I have completed a full 8 weeks of my mid-year reset, and I just want to let you guys know how it's been going. On my last video, if you did not watch it, you can check it out. But basically, I just talked to you guys about how I started getting on medication for my depression. And in my depression, I gained the 20 pounds that I lost at the beginning of the year. I gained it in 2 months. But I've spent the last 2 months losing it again. I just lost 18 pounds between June 16th and today. I just weighed myself today, and today is August 10th. It's been a little less than 2 months, and I have lost 18 pounds. I'm gonna just round up to say 20 because I feel like 18 and 20 is the same thing. I don't know. And basically, I just want to talk to you guys how I have done it, or how I've did it, and what I've been doing. And it's gonna be real. I'm gonna try to keep it real cute, real short. Okay. First, I made 2 non-negotiables. I've been listening to a few people. She said not the less, but always the more. Yeah, her name is Always the More. I love her. And basically, she was saying like you need to have at least 2 non-negotiables that you do every single day, no matter what. So that way you can maintain your weight loss and maintain your health and like just keep this forever, basically. I mean, I guess you can kind of change it as time goes. But for me, I made my 2 non-negotiables to walk every single day and to not eat after 6 p.m. So I said, as long as I could do these 2 things, I will feel accomplished. Because what I realized at the beginning of this year, me forcing myself to the gym, I realized that I really hate the gym for real, right? So I'm no longer making a goal to be at the gym 3-4 times a week anymore. Like I've been trying to do it for the last couple of years, and clearly you see how that worked out. But I do love walking outside. So I said, if I can just walk for at least 15 minutes every single day, I will take it. Okay. My second non negotiable is not eating after 6 p.m. I started off the year intermittent fasting, and I actually really love intermittent fasting. So I was like, okay, let's just keep that up. I don't feel like you should be eating after 6 p.m. anyway, because like for what? Or I mean, whatever your time frame is. But whatever it is, I don't think we should be eating from the moment we wake up to the moment we fall asleep. I feel like we need to have some period of digestion in there, especially me. I have a slow digestion. I have PCOS, IBS, sluggish gallbladder, PTSD, depression. Like, girl, I got all kind of stuff going on, and I don't have time to be trying to digest food all day, okay? I have my notes here. I'm kind of old school. I wrote them down, and so I want to talk about walking first, okay? So my walking goal was to walk every single day, at least 15 minutes a day, right? And I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to put it up on the screen, and I have my steps because I've been wearing my watch religiously, honey. I said, I'm going to track this, okay? And that's my motivator. I want to say, number one, if you don't have an Apple Watch or a Fitbit, you need to get one, or a Samsung watch, whatever kind of watch, you need to be tracking it some kind of way. There has been studies shown that you will walk 20% more steps just by looking and like being aware of how many steps you did. Because I'm telling you, it works for me. Like if I'm like, you know what, dang, I'm at like 8,500 steps, I might as well walk another 1,500 steps to get 10K, And that's what started me on my journey of walking 10K steps a day. So I'm pretty sure you have heard all the girlies talking about walking 10K steps and all 10K steps, blah, 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 blah. But a lot of the girls that you're seeing say this are already kind of skinny and they're already fit and they've already been walking a lot of steps. So I'm going to let you know, girl, as a big girl who is out of shape, walking 10K steps is hard. It is very hard. Now, if you split it up, even if you split up your walks in the day, it's still hard if you're not used to being active, because you can walk in the morning and you can walk in the afternoons. But like, honey, if you ain't walking at all, walking 10K steps is kind of hard. That's why I made my goal a little more realistic in the beginning. And I said, let me walk every single day, at minimum 15 minutes a day. That was my minimum for my non-negotiable. Now, the first week, I averaged 9,800-ish steps. So I was actually almost at the 10K steps right out the gate. So It wasn't intentional. It just kind of was like, well, I'm already out here. Let me just keep going. Now, the second week, it was intentional that I was going to walk 5 miles. I wasn't even talking about worried about the steps. I was more so trying to do 5 intentional miles. So, not including the steps that you just do throughout the day. Like, I wanted to do a 5 miles actually out there working out, right? Which I did. So, my second week, I averaged 15,900 steps. I almost averaged 16,000 steps for the entire week. Where the slip up, or, some changes kind of happened, was by the third week. I ended up hurting my foot really, really bad, and I ended up having to go to the hospital. I had to get x-rays done. I thought I had broke my toe. And I was devastated, y'all. Y'all don't understand, because at this point, I was 2 weeks in. I was loving it. I was like getting my numbers up. Like, I was just out there killing it. And then all of a sudden I hurt my foot, and I'm just like, great. Like, you know what I'm saying? But thank God I got the all clear. I didn't actually break anything. So she just said, take some time, rest, but I need to start back walking again because she don't want me to rest too long. And I didn't want to rest too long. So I was glad she said I could get back to walking. So I tried to take it slow because my foot was still hurting when I would walk long distances. So that third week, dang, I didn't even write it down. I kind of forgot. I think I averaged like 8,000 steps or something that week with me not walking for 3 days that week. And then week 4, I didn't walk another about 3 days or so. So I was down a total of 6 days. But week 4, I was at 9,300 ish steps. And then I got back to it. So by week 5, I was back to walking. Everything was fine. But this is another thing that people don't talk about. I was wearing Hokas, and I had got some Hokas like in March, and my husband bought them for me. And girl, I just thought, oh, I got Hokas. Mm-mm-mm. They're walking shoes. No, honey, they're walking shoes just to be cute. Like, if you just want to be cute, if you just want to have like some Hokas on your feet, and you're not really doing nothing. I don't know. All I know is that them Hokas was hurting my foot bad, baby. Like, during this time, during these whole like 4 or 5 weeks, I'm telling you, I was working up with the worst foot pain. I was coming home with the worst foot pain. I was like limping, dang near crawling because my feet was hurting so bad. When I would get out of bed in the morning, my ankles, my feet, it was swole. It was like, and it took a long time for the pain to go away. Like, it wasn't like, oh, you just got to put a little pressure on your feet because you just woke up. Like, no. And I have never really woke up and experienced pain like this before, but I knew it was because I had been walking. What I didn't realize, it was because of the Hokas. So one day I was walking and I got the sharpest, most worst. It kind of almost felt like a crunch, like pain in my left foot. And it's my left foot that was like hurting the worst. And so I basically realized, like, I think it's my shoes. So I stopped walking outside for a week, and that was I want to say that was between week 5 and 6. Because week 5, I had averaged 13K steps. And then week 6, I averaged 11K steps because I think so. Yeah, it was week 6. I had stopped walking outside, and I was walking in the gym because I could walk on the treadmill, barefoot. And like the first time I walked barefoot, I remember like my ankles, everything was hurting. It was really, really hard to walk. And I was just like, oh my God, like I messed up my feet. No. And I want to say, like, after stretching and like I kept doing it every day though. So like by the third day of walking barefoot, like with just my socks on the treadmill, my foot pain started going away and I felt so much better. And I was like, oh my God. So then I did research and I found out, like, of course, do your own research, but I found out that we should be wearing barefoot type shoes anyway. Like, we shouldn't be wearing shoes with a bunch of cushion in it. I'm gonna go grab my shoes real quick and show you. I immediately ordered 2 pairs, and yes, I have big feet. I wear a size 11, okay, so not too much. But I ordered 2 pairs of barefoot shoes. Girl, I got these off Amazon, okay? From Amazon, $40. They're super bendable. They're really thin, and like you can feel rocks and all kinds of stuff when you're walking. It's literally like walking barefoot. Now this brand is whatever this brand is. I got two different brands because I didn't know what was gonna work for me, and I didn't want to waste any more time like not walking outside and stuff like that. So I just went ahead and ordered two pairs. They were $40 each. These black ones, Seguro, on Amazon. I love these ones because they're not tight. You can wear socks with them, and they're really wide. I have narrow feet, but when you walk barefoot, your foot is kind of widens out, like your toes spread. That's what you want. You want your toes to spread. So when you're walking naturally, like barefoot or in barefoot shoes, you're putting strength on your ankles. You're putting strength in your toes. Your foot is bending up. When you wear tennis shoes, your foot is not bending like this when you're walking. Your foot stays like restricted. And then this part is really tiny. So your feet are squeezed in. And like this part of my foot is what was hurting. It was too curved in, and it was, girl, it was just a mess. I was like, oh my God. These shoes are very foldable, like this right here. My Hokas would not allow this part to spread out. So it was like my foot was trying to spread out and it wasn't, and it was just causing so much pain on my foot. So anyway, love these shoes. These shoes, I like these too. I wear these for my morning walks because they're shorter. And I don't like necessarily wearing shoes without socks, but I can't really wear socks with these just yet because I haven't stretched them out enough, and they're kind of really tight. They have like this padding in the back, which the other shoes do not have the padding, and it makes it a little tighter. So I don't wear socks with these, but I love these shoes. You do kind of have to break them in. They're going to feel like they're too small at first, like they might kind of hit your toe, but you just got to wear them, and they're going to spread out and they'll fit, I promise. So anyway, game changer, promise you. My feet is so much better. If it, like, when I walked 18K steps yesterday, I woke up, of course my feet was kind of sore because I mean that's 18K steps. I almost walked 20,000 steps, okay, period. So I had a little foot pain waking up, and girl, I literally, after walking to the using the bathroom and like walking to the kitchen to get some water, some lemon water, girl, foot pain gone already that quick. Before with them Hokas, I would have foot pain for at least an hour or two. I'm just telling y'all. I'm telling y'all, get the barefoot shoes if you're going to be walking all these steps, okay? So anyway, week 6, like I said, I averaged 11K steps. Week 7, I averaged 10,900 steps, basically 11K steps. And it's a little less because I started traveling. I started going to Dallas. Then week 8, I just completed week 8 this past week, and I walked a average of 13,800 steps, almost 14,000 steps for the 8th week. So we're moving into week 9. I'm so excited. Like today, I've already walked 9,900 something steps. I'm basically at 10,000 steps, and it's only 6 o'clock because I walked an hour this morning. So I want to talk about the evolution of me and my eating journey, okay? Because that's the other portion of losing the weight, is obviously the activity, but the food is the very most important. And so in the beginning, I was eating whole foods basically, and like I said, my non-negotiable was to not eat after 6 p.m. So I was eating between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. And I mean, of course, there's probably a couple times where I didn't eat. I ate after 6 p.m. But again, if you aim for 100%, those little couple times don't really matter. You're still at like 90%, maybe 80%, if that. But I'm more at like 90%, to be honest. Like, your girl is killing it, okay? I would eat whole foods, and I was drinking protein shakes, and I was eating like processed snacks still. And I was still eating bread every now and then. Like, oh, we never really keep bread in the house, to be honest. We never really have. But like when I have the craving for it, I would go get it. So like we had Hawaiian rolls a couple times, like things like that. So that was the first month. And like I'm pretty sure I still lost weight. I lost inches, I could tell. But I started watching my second month, I started watching Dr. Livinggood. So I want to say I started watching him about 4 to 5 weeks ago. So Dr. Livinggood on YouTube talks a lot about health, with like having a healthy liver. He talks a lot about cutting out the crap. Okay. And let's talk about crap. I wrote it down. So, to cutting out the crap. C stands for processed carbs, and sugars. Okay. So, processed carbs and sugars is obviously what it sounds like. Anything that is not a natural sugar. So, fruit is fine. Okay. But eating like candy, bread, and all kind of stuff. He talks about the kind of bread that you can eat, like Ezekiel bread with the sprouted seeds and stuff like that. But I am not a bread person. I never really was. Now, the only time I really eat bread is if I have a sandwich or a burger or something like that. But I don't just buy loaves of bread like that. So it was pretty easy for me to not eat bread because I'm fine without it. And the processed sugar is like not eating candy and stuff like that. I never was like a candy person. I'm more so like an ice cream person. So no ice cream. And now mind you, I'm not gonna say no because I limited these things in the beginning. So like I didn't just go 100% no. I basically was like, let me limit these things and like slowly go to like 100% of like never eating these things again, right? Because ideally you never want to eat these things. And if you watch him, he'll tell you why. The R in crap stands for rancid oils. This is going to be like all of your oils besides olive oil and coconut oil. Just to wrap it up. If it ain't olive oil, virgin cold pressed olive oil, and if it's not coconut oil, obviously cold pressed, then like you don't want it. So sunflower oil, any kind of seed oil, like all of that stuff is not good for you. And I know people are like, oh, it's not just the seed oils, blah blah. It is the seed oils. If you watch his videos, because he's a doctor and he brings up medical journals and studies and all kind of stuff that support these things, but our livers are like double the size of what they should be. And even the amazing gallbladder flush, that's a really good book. He talks a lot about like your liver health and like everything is, all diseases come from your liver not functioning properly. At the end of the day, if your liver is not functioning properly and at 100%, you're going to have some kind of disorder, some kind of disease, some kind of issue with your body. And so, even if you don't know it, because your liver is one of those things where it can be damaged and suffering in silence, and you won't know until the last minute. And so, a lot of people wait until the last minute, something crazy happens, and like, not your girl. I already have issues with my gallbladder. And if I have issues with my gallbladder, that means something's not right with my liver. It's connected to each other. So, with me knowing that, that's why I am doing what I'm doing. And so the A in crap stands for artificial ingredients. This is going to be like your sucralose, your aspartame. This is going to be all those other ingredients that you can't pronounce and you don't know what it is. Now, if it has a scientific name of like an orange, it has a scientific name next to it or whatever, then that's like one thing because they'll say orange. But if it's like just a bunch of words, which most processed foods is going to be at least 20 ingredients in it, and you're only going to recognize maybe two or three, and then it's going to have some kind of seed oil in it. So that's why just cutting out processed stuff will just eliminate all of this stuff. You don't have to worry about it. Just eat real food. Eat stuff that grows from the ground. Eat animals, and like if you want to eat animals, and like call it a day. And so the last thing is processed proteins. So your processed proteins are going to be like deli meats. It's going to be, even like protein powders and stuff like that, because protein powders are a lot of the times are very cheap sources of protein, and it has a lot of junk added into it. These are going to be like your protein bars, because protein bars is going to have the processed carbs, sugars, rancid oils, artificial ingredients, and I mean it's going to have it all. So like I really learned by watching Dr. Living Good about the importance of eating real food. And it's not just about like weight loss at this point. Honestly, if you really watch a lot of his stuff, and not just him, but just a lot of documentaries on processed food, and when you just like realize that a lot of this stuff is set up, like they have chemists in labs that they are purposely taking away your ability to get full. They are making food softer so that way it can go down your throat easier, and that way you don't feel full. When you're eating like real bread with like 5 ingredients on it, it's going to be kind of rough. It's going to be kind of dry. And so, but your body is gonna recognize after you eat so much of it, it's like, okay, I'm done. Like this I'm good. But with all these other breads that you get, it's real soft, it's real buttery sometimes. Like it makes you want to just eat more and more and more and more. And you don't feel hungry because they literally have chemicals in the food that makes you not full. You know what I'm saying? Like they have scientists like making this stuff in a lab. This is not made in a farm and grown with seeds that was passed down from generations to generations. Like no. So it's just like once you realize that this is a bigger scheme, and like at the end of the day, all this food is killing you, and so that way you can go to the doctor so they can put you on some kind of medication, and the medication is also going to be killing you. And it's just like a never ending, cycle of just like sick and being broke and not being able to pay bills and being in the hospital. Trust me, I was in the hospital when I had my gallbladder issues. I had to go to the hospital. I had to be put on morphine. They wanted me to get a surgery to take my gallbladder out, and I was like, no. God gave me a gallbladder for a reason. I learned what that reason is. You do need your gallbladder. Don't let them say you don't need it. You need it. And yeah, you just need to change how you eat. Don't take out, I mean, the problem is not your gallbladder. The problem is how you're eating, first of all. So, like, don't take out your body parts because you don't want to, like, fix what you eat. I just feel like if you take away anything from this video is to make sure you get your steps in. And if you have to walk, less than 10K, that's fine. But you definitely do want to aim up to 10K and more. So that way you can get the benefits of the fat burn, losing the inches. Because when I tell you, I look better now than I did at the beginning of the year. Like when I lost the 20 pounds at the beginning of the year, I still didn't really like how I looked and I couldn't really tell a difference. Now, me losing these 18 pounds, I have seen such a big difference in my body and like even my face, and my chin and like everything, because I was still inflamed at this weight at the beginning of this year because I was still eating processed food and my body didn't know what to do with it and my body was just inflamed. Now I look really good for this weight. So I'm going to keep updating you guys. I'm really making a point to be more active on here and just telling you my thoughts and my feelings. And also I think I'm going to move my channel. I'm going to move the direction of my channel and not talk about so much about weight loss per se, but more so on clean eating, why you should eat real food, because I think I'm going to say real food, because when people think clean eating, they think it's a trend, and it's not a trend. It's like, I'm literally just eating what grows in the ground. I'm eating real food. So I think I want to talk more about that. I want to talk about healing my PCOS and healing my IBS, and talk about just being active and moving your body more, talk about glowing up, being like the best version of yourself, but not so much in a gimmicky way where it's like, get your nails done and da da da. Like, no, it's literally going to be about what we're pouring into ourselves spiritually, with our food and all of that stuff. So if that's something that you want to be interested in and you just want to continue to see the evolution of like how I'm going or what I'm doing and like do it along with me, then please like and subscribe. And I'll just see you in the next video. Bye.